The Cool Autistic Gamer 774 has captured the adoration and intrigue of the entire Smiling Friends fandom over the past year and a half. Because of the insane things seen on his channel, many conspiracies and conflicting opinions on the identity of just who is behind the channel has sprung up, including the creators of Smiling Friends themselves. But recently, with it seeming like the project has reached its end, some major new evidence has come to light, and after following the channel since its beginning, and spending far too long looking into this myself, I can confidently say this video will finally give you all those answers. The Cool Autistic Gamer 774 first appeared in May of 2024, midway through the airing of Smiling Friends' second season. At the beginning it was very much a normal clip channel like any other, just posting random 1-minute clips of funny moments from the show, only instead of a simple watermark like most clippers use, he'd end every video by crudely inserting his character into the show itself, saying his iconic sign-off.
I can understand you. I took Spanish in school.
Oh, cool. I guess you know our plan then.
Yeah.
Hi, you just watched a cool cartoon clip of the Cool Autistic Gamer 774. Subscribe for more and hit a like if you liked it. Thank you.
One odd detail that'll become lore relevant later is that Charlie freaking loves the Cool Autistic Gamer, and every ending has him giving a big smile whenever he appears, which is a detail I really appreciate. Early on I remember people posting his videos as jokes, kinda in the same way you would use a Rickroll, since from the title and thumbnail they just seemed like regular clips, only for someone to click on it and get jump scared by this weird Morty looking character going, "Hi, you just watched a cool cartoon clip of the Cool Autistic Gamer 774. At first the channel was just an obscure inside joke, but he actually started to gain some significant popularity within the fanbase when people noticed the Cool Autistic Gamer's videos seemed to be improving in production value. Like when after 7 videos of the same joke, his 8th video, a clip of the Alien episode, not only has this original but very clearly AI voice acting, with Pim actually acknowledging him for the first time.
Oh, and how could I forget? The Cool Autistic Gamer 774.
Hi, you just watched a cool cartoon.
But the Autistic Gamer himself is actually fully animated, well at least his head is, with there being a crude attempt to meld it onto Pim's friend. The next upload again features an AI Pim, and this time the Autistic Gamer is seen floating through space with full body animation.
The earth is flat.
Charlie, the Earth can't actually be flat, right?
There's the glass dome, dude. Oh my god, dude.
Oh my... This can't be real.
I need to
Wait, Charlie, is that the Cool Autistic Gamer 774?
Hi, you just watched a cool cartoon clip of the Cool Autistic Gamer 774.
It would be at this point people started pointing out how uncannily fast the Autistic Gamer would upload his clips, with this one coming out the very same day the Alien episode premiered. And although very limited, the original animation the Cool Autistic Gamer interjected into his uploads were pretty well animated. Like specifically the lip sync reads pretty well, and if you've had any experience animating, you know that shit is deceptively difficult, meaning whoever was behind this was himself a pretty capable artist, causing discussions and many wild conspiracies over just who was behind the channel, but we'll get into that later. This would truly reach its ridiculous extreme with clips for the final 2 episodes of Season 2, where the day after the Spamtopia episode, he'd upload this clip taking the Autistic Gamer into the 3rd dimension, with full-on effects of falling rubble as his stupid Morty looking face breaks through the wall, and even more details like the other characters actually turning to look at him. And after this upload, the Cool Autistic Gamer would disappear for almost a full week, where unbeknownst to his growing fanbase, he was hard at work on his most ambitious cool cartoon clip yet, entitled Smiling Friends, Jason's Demise. And this one is just insane.
Supposed to be doing that?
Yeah, it's like his whole shtick.
Alright.
Like the boss said, man, I'm sure if he needs something, he'll let us know.
Oh yeah, wow, real nice handiwork with the blow dart, the Cool Autistic Idiot 774. I swear, you'll just find any reason to use that stupid thing. I honestly don't know what Charlie sees in you, you're just a complete moron.
We have now graduated to full-on original, fully animated scenes that are honestly almost comparable to the show itself. And most insane, what sounds like a spot-on Alan impression. Like, compared to the clearly AI voices we heard earlier, I can see why a lot of people thought this was actually voiced by Micheal Cusack himself, whilst others still lean towards believing it was also AI generated or simply a very good impression. I do find it very, very funny seeing the characters directly speak to the autistic gamer though. It's like he's becoming more and more of a real part of the show as the videos go on. Anyway, we would finally reach the end of his uploads for a while, with his clip of the Season 2 finale, seeing a return to the 3D style. Although not as mind-bendingly high production value as the previous entry, this video still sent fans into an even bigger tizzy for another reason, as this video was uploaded a mere 50 minutes after the episode's premiere, which seems like it should be like literally impossible for a random fan to do, and along with the Alan voice, added greatly to the now dominant theory that the channel was being ran by someone on the actual Smiling Friends production team, who'd have access to episodes before they air. At this point, he had completely captured the attention of tens of thousands of dedicated fans, myself included. But unfortunately for us, after this video, with no new episodes to clip, the Cool Autistic Gamer disappeared, with fans praying we'd see him return along with the already greenlit Season 3. In his year-long absence, outside of the videos, he did do 2 live streams on his channel, but all they consisted of was short streams of Minecraft gameplay, with him occasionally typing in chat and not even speaking once. And there is a Cool Autistic Gamer Twitter account, but once again there is not much to gain from here, as these are literally all the tweets he has ever made on screen now. But, as anticipated, in October of 2025, with the premiere of Smiling Friends Season 3, the Autistic Gamer would make his grand return. And what a return it was. First off, the day of the season premiere, he uploaded a basic edit just pasting his profile picture over the wall guy, with this really bad looking green screen.
The proper wall material, yes.
Hi, you just watched a cool cartoon clip of the Cool Autistic Gamer 774.
It almost seemed like we were returning to the standard of his first uploads, where they'd slowly increase in production value again. But then came the video that changed everything. Entitled Silly Samuel Crash Out, and posted just 3 days after the episode's airing. This set a new standard for the Cool Autistic Gamer 774 and sits today as still the most insane thing across his entire channel. First, during Mr. Boss's Bob Chandler impression, we get a return of the uncannily accurate Alan voice.
What? Because of the Cool Autistic Gamer 774's shitty renovations?
Then, when the inspector is tapping the wall, it's changed to have each tap move the building, which itself has been fully replaced with a 3D recreation of the Autistic Gamer's visage, which is then fully animated rolling down the street towards the crowd just like in the original episode. Only once it actually reaches the crowd, instead of stopping like in the original, it actually runs over everyone, and we not only see original animation of the crowd being squished into bloody chunks, but even silly Samuel gets run over, and he animates him exploding into like pieces of geometry that get sent bouncing away. I mean, when you consider we started with like poorly edited JPEGs, this is just unbelievable. And we're not done yet, as following that is 30 seconds of fully original, on-model animation where we see a fully realized autistic gamer walk up to Pim and Charlie, about to drop his iconic catchphrase until he's cut off by a far more accurate sounding Pim. And even Charlie is fully voiced this time.
Hi, you just watched
Sorry.
What?
Sorry, the Cool Autistic Gamer 774. You're... Not now. Just not now. Please.
Oh, come on, Pim. Let him do his little thing.
We just watched 20 people die, Charlie.
Yeah, but he's
and it was his face. His face just squashed like 20 people. It's too soon for him to do his thing. He's not. It's too soon. Too soon, Charlie. Too soon.
No?
Honestly, just in general, the sheer animation quality and the way they talk over each other, like we're getting really, really close to this feeling like it came from the actual show at this point. But yes, this video is definitely the peak of how insanely accurate and high effort these videos get. However, the remaining 5 uploads have something a bit more interesting to get into, that being Cool Autistic Gamer 774 lore. So as we've established, Charlie absolutely loves the Cool Autistic Gamer. and seemingly the others don't like him as much, with Pim lashing out and denying his beloved sign-off in the previous video. So in the next upload, clipping the second episode of Season 3, we see something very different than usual. There is very little actual original Autistic Gamer content in this one, but it does feature this scene of the couple kissing getting forward during Pim's song, which was in the trailer for Season 3, but not in the aired episode, further fueling speculation that this channel is being ran by an inside man. However, besides that, it's just a fully unaltered clip from the episode, with the Autistic Gamer himself only showing up at the very end, and he's seen watching Pim and Charlie hiding behind a tree for some reason. As well as that, he appears extremely disheveled, with tears in his clothing and cuts in his skin, as if he's been attacked or something. Perhaps he's keeping his distance after his feelings were hurt by Pim in the last video. Either way, things were getting very, very interesting. Considering what happens next, I think now is a suitable time to quickly mention in detail just how the internet was reacting to all this going on. After the Cool Autistic Gamer's first run, he went from an inside joke to more of an unironic beloved figure and legend within the Smiling Friends fanbase. And with the Silly Samuel video getting an insane 1 million views, along with multiple videos discussing him by big YouTubers coming out, he'd actually grown to become extremely popular just on his own, even outside of hardcore Smiling Friends fans. Like, to give context of the social phenomenon that was the Cool Autistic Gamer, just look at his social blade. His channel views literally quintupled from 1 to 6 million in the span of 2 months. And with the last upload seeming to hint at some major lore with him stalking Pim and Charlie, fans connected it to the preview we got for Season 3 Episode 3. The preview showing Pim and Charlie had been captured and tied up by some kind of obsessive fan. Combined with the growing conspiracy that the Cool Autistic Gamer is ran by people on the show, there was rampant speculation that this episode would be the moment all was finally revealed, and that stalker would be revealed to be the Cool Autistic Gamer himself. Only for the episode to air and, well, that didn't happen obviously. Regardless, people still thought the next upload would maybe play off the clear setup by having the Autistic Gamer replace Mole Man in his clip of the episode. With how popular he'd gotten, anticipation was high when his clip of the episode appeared soon after the premiere like usual, only for this to be the result.
New obsession now. Pim and Charlie. I have a family now.
You know, Charlie, this adventure kind of reminded me of someone.
Oh, yeah, huh? And when was the last time we saw that someone? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh no, where is he? Although not what people were anticipating, this did push forward the story somewhat, confirming the Autistic Gamer is now avoiding Pim and Charlie after the offense of the Silly Samuel clip, much to Charlie's dismay. And there was still a lot of excitement leading to his next upload, especially since this was the first video to be set as an instant premiere, being a clip of the Halloween episode. Only this time, he really subverted his newfound giant audience's expectations by just uploading a whole ass, completely unedited 1-minute clip of the episode. No even subtle edits or new dialogue acknowledging the Autistic Gamer. No, hi, you just watched a cool cartoon clip. No, nothing. But this has to be building up to something, right? We just have to wait till next week's episode. Flash forward to the premiere of Season 3's 4th episode, and yet another premiere was set on the Cool Autistic Gamer channel. And thankfully, judging from the thumbnail, it seemed like this one would finally have the return of the Autistic Gamer himself. Seemingly, he was going to be directly interacting with Mr. Boss in place of Alan. Needless to say, after his worrying absence in the last upload, me and thousands of other people were eagerly awaiting his return, with many speculating what crazy edits this new video could entail in the premiere chat, only for the countdown to reach 0 and hit us with this. Okay, so for some context, this is actually a mirror of a video from Smiling Friends co-creator Micheal Cusack's channel. He uploaded back in 2017. It's called The Epic Cartoon Song, and I guess he's a big fan of it, as it was also used as the outro song for the very positive stream he used to do with Zach Hadel before Smiling Friends.
I love all your bits, and they all know that.
Yep.
Zach,
right.
you want to say anything?
I'll say, here's the cartoon song. Thank you so much.
Do you hear me,
All right, here we go. It's officially playing.
Bye, guys.
All right, you guys are. Oh, wait, I'm not muted. Wait, there we go. Oh.
So this seemed to lend a lot of credibility to the channel being run by Michael himself, as many believed. Even though anyone could re-upload someone's old video, but whatever. And most people assumed, combined with the previous unedited clip, this was intended to be the Cool Autistic Gamer retiring by trolling his audience and saying, you know, joke's over, you can all go home now. It definitely felt a bit anticlimactic with how much hype he'd accrued to randomly give up like this, but as the next episode passed with no cool cartoon clips to be found, it really did seem like this was the end. That was until 2 weeks later, after the season had ended, when without the usual premiere, a new upload appeared in everyone's inbox. Could this be real? Not another trick? Oh my god, yes, it's him. This final upload sees the Autistic Gamer appearing as normal, sneaking into the Smiling Friends office after Charlie and Pim leave, taking a melancholic stroll through its empty halls. We see him sit in the break room and watch his own videos, then a bunch of other clips from the actual show. That combined with him spinning on the boss's chair and looking out the attic window kind of feels like he's appreciating and reflecting on his time in the show, getting to in some way be a part of it. I'm probably reading into this too much, but that's what I got out of it. And the video ends with him simply saying goodbye.
Thank you.
No, thank you to Cool Autistic Gamer 774. Thank you. So for this section, we're going to go over the most prominent theories concerning the identity of whomever is behind the Cool Autistic Gamer channel. Practically from its inception, this has been a dominant talking point around the channel that, over the years, has taken many, frankly ridiculous and extremely convoluted twists and turns, leading to a lot of confusion and misinformation spreading. But after spending way too long looking into this, I think I finally found the answers. First, let's go over the arguments for the most prevalent theory, that being that the Cool Autistic Gamer is not just an especially dedicated fan, but is being ran by the Smiling Friends crew themselves. Probably the biggest evidence people point to for this is the fact the Cool Autistic Gamer uploaded edits of episodes hours after they premiered, like the Christmas episode 1 that came out less than an hour after the episode's premiere. And how he seemingly has access to cut content evidenced from him using the 4 that was cut from Season 3's Mr. Frog episode. And I'm sorry to say this, but this is just factually wrong. First off, that Christmas video, although it's true it came out less than an hour after the episode's premiere, the clip he edited was uploaded as a preview long before the episode came out. You can see he edited himself into this scene with Mr. Boss peeking through the window that is featured in the season preview, then obviously just waited for the episode itself to air and simply stitched it into the episode, with the animation likely being done weeks before. And the real death nail for this theory is that the supposed cut 4 scene he used in the Pim song clip is clearly just taken from the season 3 trailer and stitched into the clip to perpetuate this rumor. I mean, you can literally see the Adult Swim logo change position and opacity, consistent with the trailer versus aired version where he stitches them together. This is true for every video people claim would be impossible to upload without having early access. Every time the Cool Autistic Gamer's video is either uploaded multiple days after the episode's premiere, or just using clips Adult Swim released up to a week or even longer before the actual episode premiered. The next big thing people point to is the voices. This one is admittedly harder to definitively disprove, but first off, in the earlier uploads, the voices are obviously AI generated.
Wait, Charlie, is that the Cool Autistic Gamer 774?
Hi, you just watched a cool cartoon clip.
I do admit the Alan voice sounds a lot better, but is far from perfect. Like, you can still hear those trademark weird tinny sounds at certain points, especially when Alan says "what" here.
What? Because of the Cool Autistic Gamer 774's shitty renovations? What?
Charlie in the very same video sounds extremely unnatural, especially when he's stuttering here, which, as I understand, AI has an especially hard time replicating.
You just watched 20 people die, Charlie.
Yeah, but he's
And it was hit.
I have to admit I really don't know a lot about AI because I outright refuse to use it, but I believe the reason this sounds better than the usual AI voices you hear in like memes and stuff, he probably moved from using basic TTS software to one of those AI filters where the creator is doing an impression, then running it through a model of the characters' voices, and I believe the creator himself has a decent impression of Pim and Alan, which is why I can get their speech mostly right, whereas Zach Hadel has a very, very unique voice, resulting in Charlie sounding absolutely nothing like he does in the show.
I also got it, man. Don't listen to him, he's just showing off. Oh, yeah, huh? And when was the last time we saw that someone?
Finally, there's just the fact that certain clips feature such high quality original animation, but I honestly think this is the weakest point by far. Now, I don't want to be rude, as the closeness to the show's style is very impressive, but the original shots we see are simply just not up to the same standard as the actual Smiling Friends production. You can very clearly see inconsistencies with characters going off model, and line weight inconsistencies, as well as just having more stiff and limited animation in general. Likely because this is just being done by one guy or a small group of fans and not a professional animation team. Except oddly for his silly Samuel crash out video, which looks far more convincing. But without spoiling things, I do have an explanation for that we'll get to soon. The second conspiracy people tend to put forth is the channel is not ran just by a fan or someone on the crew, but the creators themselves, specifically Micheal Cusack. People tend to point to Michael's own history of trolling online. We already went over him being the originator of the epic cartoon song the Cool Autistic Gamer uploaded on his channel. And there's the Lucas the Magnificent character he played back in the day, which I suppose has somewhat similar humor to the Cool Autistic Gamer, with him playing a purposefully over-exaggerated Reddit atheist character just for the sake of annoying people. But besides that extremely circumstantial piece of evidence, people also point to the timing of uploads and voices we already disproved. I mean, even if you are to assume the original voice lines of Alan and Pim were actually done by Michael, why would Charlie's voice be so obviously fake? Like, if it was Michael, couldn't he just ask his own show's co-runner to do a quick voice line for him? And then why the AI generate his own voice in the earlier uploads? Not to mention, it's kind of insane to imagine Micheal Cusack, while in the middle of making Smiling Friends, a show we know has an extremely hectic and busy production schedule, is somehow finding the time to run this random troll channel on the side. I don't know, it just seems like you have to make so many wild assumptions to think this is true. Like, he's purposely making all these little mistakes, clearly pointing to the channel being made by a fan, like the AI sounding voices and stitching together trailer footage to throw people off. Which is especially hard to believe considering, to my knowledge, every other comment section and video on the Cool Autistic Gamer actually fell for the stitched trailer footage and Christmas episode clip, so they didn't even work if that was their purpose.
This is another reveal that pretty much proves that this channel is genuinely the work of someone involved with the show.
It is a very funny idea, but in reality there's just zero real evidence pointing to this, even ignoring how impractical it'd be. So I think I've given more than enough evidence to prove at this point that the channel is not being ran by someone on the show and that it is almost certainly being done by a fan. But who is that fan? The Cool Autistic Gamer 774's real name is Skebu. This tweet kicked off suspicion of one Ari Reamer, aka Skebu, a prominent animator in the Object Show community, of being the mastermind behind the Cool Autistic Gamer 774. And this is, personally, what I believe to be the case. And just as we can use solid evidence to disprove it being ran by the Smiling Friends crew, while there is not one smoking gun, when putting everything together, the sheer wealth of evidence pointing to Ari being the man behind the curtain is, put simply, too much to ignore. So first, let's quickly go through all the main evidence. To begin, the initial tweet links to disappearance of Ari falling into the YouTuber Lodalux channel, where if you can parse through the ear rape yelling, you can hear Lodalux say, "Does everyone know you're the Cool Autistic Gamer?" To which Ari does not refute.
Ari, does everyone know that you're Cool Autistic Gamer? Does everyone know you're Cool Autistic Gamer?
Coming out. Wait, how do you know who I am?
Because I know that you guys.
Wait, so maybe that adds perhaps that adds some credibility to the easy to be allegations.
Well,
if you know who I am. Oh, it's all coming out.
I know who you are, dude. Honestly.
Oh, I know who a random chatter is, guys. The plot thickens.
Although anybody could say this, it is very interesting how this took place all the way back in February of this year, long before the Ari conspiracy was brought to the internet's attention. It's also quite a coincidence Ari himself has a history of making short-lived troll animation channels in a similar vein to the Cool Autistic Gamer's high-effort shitposting. And a much stronger point is that on his main channel, we can see not only does his voice sound near identical to the Cool Autistic Gamer.
So, pie, peas, hammer, and sickle, star of David.
But the animation style is literally one-to-one with how the Autistic Gamer is animated, especially things like the tick line art. If you do some digging on Twitter, you can find dozens of people within similar communities to Ari claiming it is him behind the channel, and this tweet points out how Ari's Skebble channel had descriptions that were identical to the descriptions found on the Cool Autistic Gamer's channel, made up of extremely long, incoherent run-on sentences, and right after that was pointed out by people, they were conspicuously changed. Following that, although I don't want to get too into the weeds with this one, there was a contingent of the Object Show community who used the attention from these revelations to air out their grievances in a now deleted Google Docie, attempting to expose Ari as a Nazi and harasser, as well as him being the one behind the Cool Autistic Gamer channel. This whole thing appears to just be a complete nothing burger, to be honest, but what is odd is in his response disproving these allegations, Ari outright refuses to deny being the Cool Autistic Gamer, and still today continues to avoid confirming or denying it despite getting literally hundreds of comments asking/accusing him of being the one behind the channel. And we're not done yet. If you remember, recently Twitter added the ability to view the country in which accounts are located, and using that we can see that the Cool Autistic Gamer's account is in Australia, with Ari's account, surprise surprise, also being located in Australia. Finally, Ari recently posted this tweet, which is the closest he's come to acknowledging the Cool Autistic Gamer accusations, but to me reads as a flippant admission, which was interesting posted at the same time as those two troll videos near the end that made it seem like the Cool Autistic Gamer was done with the project. Which we'll get into this later, but I think that weird disappearance in of itself could support the case for Ari being behind the channel. So that's some of the main evidence we have as of now. Maybe you're convinced, maybe not. But one big counterpoint I imagine a lot of you are saying right now is, how could one guy be able to make such high quality alternate clips in such a short turnaround, like the Silly Samuel video? Well, that too now has a clear explanation. On December 8th, a leak hit the Autistic Gamer Nation, when freelance animator Jellystone on Twitter revealed he had been asked by a certain someone to do in-between frames for Pim on the Silly Samuel video, giving us behind-the-scene look at the production of the video, and most insane of all, revealing the key poses were being done by one Gertrude, who works as a designer on Smiling Friends. Going into the comments of that post though, Jellystone is clearly having fun with the thing, giving very vague replies, but he does definitively deny that the channel is ran by people working on the show, and implies Gertrude is the only official member to help on the Cool Autistic Gamer, presumably being commissioned to do those few seconds of animation on Charlie and the keyframes for Pim, which certainly explains why that clip in particular had such convincingly accurate animation to the actual show. Okay, so let's put everything together. Ari is himself a very talented animator who'd be more than capable of doing what's seen on the Cool Autistic Gamer's channel, especially considering we now know it's a partially collaborative effort. Perhaps most damning, his animation style and voice are near identical to what we see and hear on the Autistic Gamer channel. Multiple people have claimed it's him, and we know his and the Cool Autistic Gamer's accounts are based in the same country, while at the same time he's refused to confirm or deny he's behind the channel despite being asked hundreds of times. And we've disproven all the points supporting the theory that the channel would have been ran by someone working on the show. I know people really like the inside man theory, and might not like hearing this, but when you look at all the evidence we have, I feel as if it is nigh indisputable Ari Reamer is the Cool Autistic Gamer. I think if you accept he's the one behind the channel, it makes the Cool Autistic Gamer's disappearances and trolling near the end of Season 3's run make a lot more sense as well. Do you remember in the Silly Samuel, Mr. Frog, and Mole Man clips, how it seemed like the Cool Autistic Gamer was setting up some kind of storyline that just ended up going nowhere? Where after Pim blows up at him, in the next upload, he's seen the spying on Pim and Charlie from a distance, and then Charlie's pissed he's absent in the Mole Man video. It really seemed like we were building up to something with all of that. Only for the following week's Halloween episode clip to be completely unedited, and the week after that was the blatant troll with the cartoon song. after which he disappeared for almost a month until well after the season had ended, making it seem like the creator had abandoned the project and then changed his mind at the last minute. Well, I think the timing is very interesting when you look at the date of those out-of-place uploads, as in between the Mole Man at Halloween video that abruptly abandoned that storyline, this video was uploaded by the very popular Cartoon Sheet channel. It was the first video covering the Cool Autistic Gamer since his big return, and was what brought the whole Ari Reamer conspiracy to the wider internet's attention, running off and signal boosting the initial tweet, which was a mere 5 days before that, just before the Mole Man clip was uploaded. If it really is Ari behind the channel, could it be that he lost interest in playing the Cool Autistic Gamer character once people started to realize he was the one behind it? Maybe he thought that if the mystery was solved, it would kind of kill the fun of the whole thing, since we know by stuff like him utilizing cut footage from trailers and uploading the Christmas video under an hour after its premiere, he was definitely trying to actively perpetuate the conspiracy that the channel was being ran by someone on the show. Maybe he thought if he kept uploading, people would find more evidence definitively proving he was the Cool Autistic Gamer. We can only speculate as to his thought process, but you can't deny the timing of this is yet another massive coincidence that, when combined with everything else, makes it very hard to not believe he is the man behind our beloved Autistic Gamer. So yeah, I know people really like the whole Autistic Gamer is an inside man theory, since it is very funny, so sorry if I kind of killed that for you here. But really, at the end of the day, I don't think that really matters. To me, what's important is the videos themselves, the laughs they gave us, and the fun of the whole mystery. I wanted to wait until this whole thing was over and we had enough evidence to actually answer the Cool Autistic questions till I did this video, and at this point I think we have that. That last upload feels quite definitive to me, and we have new self-inserts carrying on its legacy in their own way, like Dolly Dimpley, whose videos have been getting very interesting in of themselves lately. But as for if we ever get to see the Cool Autistic Gamer 774 again, remains to be seen. Who knows, maybe he'll show back up when season 4 premieres. But until then, subscribe for more and leave a like if you liked it. Thank you.